3, 2, 1. Okay, so preliminary test. We got a cup that fits, and he put a wiffle ball in front of the cup. I think this is going to release too slow with this tank, so I think I'm going to have to build something else for it, but I'm going to have that valve open. Ready, Bubba? All right, here we go.
Sad, isn't it?
We are not fending off Russians and Canadians with that. So let's upgrade a little bit. Okay, so this is what we got. I have some of that steel tubing there. I have a few pieces of that 1.5" thread stuff there. Got ball valve, and that plate under there is what we're going to use to cap our pipe. This is going to have to hold some pressure, so I'm actually going to take the time, believe it or not, to clean all of the metal surfaces up. Probably going to try to hand bevel the pipe so I can get a good weld and put probably at least 3 beads around the seal to make sure everything's actually sealed up right. We'll just offset our starts and stops. And hopefully that is going to just mount to the body of the cannon. And I'm going to have to drill that out to make room for that 1.5" stuff. So we got that, take care of that. Be back in a sec. Alright, I found some stuff that was actually a lot narrower so I could use the chop saw. So we got our plates. And we got a wire wheel. Let's go. Be back in a sec. Alright, we got all the weldable areas cleared up. Mill scale and all that out of the way. I decided against beveling because, 1, that's going to take a long time. 2, I think I can get it welded up well enough to hold the pressure without doing it. And 3, I'm probably going to screw it up. So, I'm going to get all this staged up, get the wire back in my welder, and start welding up our tank. After I have it welded, then I will worry about getting the holes cut for the 1.5" and the ball valve. Okay, we got all of our welds done. I don't know if you see up under there, it's kind of hard to tell with the phone. The hole saw was perfect size for our 1". I need to get back in the groove of welding. There's definitely a few spots where I got really uncomfortable and kind of screwed up the beads, but they seem to be holding. I have water in it. I don't know if you can actually see that or not, but there's water in there. I'm gonna let it sit for a little while, see if we have any leak down under just the weight of the water, because if that leaks, obviously it's not going to hold 150 psi. So we're going to leave it to do its thing, which at this point is hopefully nothing. I'm going to go inside for a bit, grab a snack, chill out a little bit, and I will be back in a bit to do the same thing over again on that pipe, which is going to be 10 times harder. The smaller the pipe is, the harder it is to weld around it, but we're going to do the same thing there, 3 beads. See you in a bit. Okay, well, a little bit of relaxing and getting a snack turned into a nap. Then it was dinner time, dance time, and bedtime. I'm heading back in here in just a minute to make sure my son gets into bed properly. Then I'll be back out here trying to finish this stuff. It is taking forever to bore through this cylinder. It's thick, and even with that metal hole saw, it is taking a lot of effort. Try to snap my wrist a whole lot. I think I've almost lost my arm about 16 times already. It's been great. The air tank did not lose any water. Fortunately, I got to check it before it started raining, which is going to turn into ice later because it's going to be cold tonight. Does that bother anyone else, by the way? I keep saying and it drives me nuts every time I catch myself saying it. Anyway, we are going to clean up the threads on the galvanized nipples before we weld them into the appropriate spots, because again, I need this to seal properly, so I'm not letting some galvanization get in the way. So I'm going to do that once I come back outside, get everything welded back up. It's going to take a while to do that. Try to finish boring through this stupid cylinder, and I might be able to get it set up tonight. We'll see. Check back in a bit. Okay, obviously I did not get it together last night. I was getting way too tired. I waited a bit today to start on it because I'm at the point now where doing shit like this hurts my back like crazy. So I'm out here at it again. I got the 2 nipples welded on. I've got my elbow on, the ball valve. The only thing I'm missing now is an air valve to fill up this tank to test it out once I get it hooked up to the ball valve. So I'm going to try to find something to use for that. But let me turn you around and I'll show you what we got so far. Okay, so we got all that shit on there. We have Teflon tape to help seal everything up. We've got that thing. This one I didn't put as much effort into welding up. It still needs to hold relatively well, but this whole thing's just going to be releasing pressure, not having to hold it. So I just made sure everything was fused, went back, touched up the spots that didn't look great. This here, I think we're going to put our valve over here on this flat end here. And there's our, so it'll focus. There's our stuff. There we go. Doesn't look great, but I think it'll be solid. So I'm gonna go find what I'm gonna use for the air valve, and I'll be right back. All right, well, it's kind of unsightly, but I'll deal with that later. We got everything hooked up. I stole the valve from the air tank and matched it up to that. So I'm gonna pump some air in this thing and see if we have any leaks. Probably gonna start low. We'll do like 50 PSI first to see how it holds up and go from there. So let's get that thing going and give that a shot. Okay, so it's mostly holding. I can hear a tiny leak. Oh, right there. So I should be able to patch that up with another weld bead over the top of it. I'm not seeing any more. Well, the big ones look good. I can hear a small one there coming through the threads, but that'll be easy to fix. So far, so good, and honestly, I think it's acceptable for what we're going to do with it. Doesn't have to hold it for very long, so I'm going to put a little bit more in it, let it sit for a little bit, wait for my son to wake up from his nap, and then we'll see if we can't shove that stupid tennis ball out of here. Okay, let's see if we can get the tennis ball out. Ready, Bubba? It's going to be hard to pull this with one hand, but let's see if I can do it. 3, 2, 1. Ugh. High five. High five. Good job. All right, let's go get it. Do it again. This is where it landed after a couple of test fires. It's way down there. So we're doing pretty good. We're gonna tweak it. See if we can find just the right pressure and spot for the ball to go in. See how far we can get it to go. I'd love to be able to hit that tree line. Okay, remember that cup from the video before? We're gonna see how far that goes. Just out of curiosity. Ready, Bubba? No, take that one back over there, please. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's definitely better than the little puff we had before. Okay, I think we found the best ammo yet. Went the furthest, right? There's a bottle of brake fluid. 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up?
Yeah, but they didn't go far.
They didn't go as far this time. That's okay.
But I don't like it.
You don't like that one? Okay, you want to try something else? Okay, fist bump. Hey. Boom. Good job, Bubba.
Let's try that again.
All right. Boom. Good job. Got a Gatorade bottle with some water in it. We made it about 30 foot into the woods from back there at the house. Wouldn't be a potato cannon if we didn't at least try a potato, right, Bubba? But the potato is small, so we're gonna wrap it in paper towels, right? So we can seal real good?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get this shoved in there and we'll see how it does. Okay, actual potato. Ready, Bubba? 3, 2,
Wait.
1, go. Didn't go all that far. Probably because they're too small, we had to wrap it in paper towels, huh? That's okay. You want to go back to the Gatorade bottle? I went super far. Well, I don't know about you, but I will call that a resounding success. For reference, the point we were shooting this thing from to the edge of the woods is about 150 yards, give or take a few feet. We got just kissing the edge of it with the brake fluid bottle. Gatorade bottle, about 2/3 full, well into the woods. So we're doing pretty good with this thing. He's super happy with it. I'm sure we'll find some other stuff to try to shoot through the thing, but that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to have a smaller project next week, I believe. I'm going to use a microwave to make something. Drop your guesses below what I'm going to make with the microwave. Otherwise, if you have any other big ideas, feel free to drop them in the comments section below, and I will see you next time.